There you are, Laciaga.
Commander.
Your little side venture successful, I take it? If not, then I'll demand a smuggling fee. There are proper channels if you really insist on taking your lovers home.
She is what Dulier wants.
He's always been a bit of an odd one, hasn't he? All right, why not? Welcome to the Bastion, human. I'm Commander Calipoa Millirose.
Commander, does that mean you're in charge of all this?
Oh no. Ha, no. I am in charge of part of this. I'm also in charge of him.
Then allow me to give him a commendation.
Oh?
Oh?
Your Lacey has been stalking me in near complete silence for days.
Near?
She never saw me.
Well, actually, I did. Once, but nevertheless, it was very impressive. You saw Rylan, deduced I had the pack, then you followed me home, and you probably watched me sleep.
I never watched you sleep.
Oh, good.
It was still very impressive.
I don't envy you, you know? I've never known anyone to willingly spend time with him. But a word of advice? If the Onyx Chandler wants you in his clutches, he'll find a way to have you. If you're clever, you'll figure out how to keep him from wanting you. I really am busy, despite appearances. Let me think, what can I... Perfect. Vaden!
Who's this?
A human.
Yes, Commander, I noticed, but...
She's for the Onyx Chandler. And no, I don't know what he wants with her.
Are you all right?
And there he goes. Far too easy. Come with me, Laciaga. You have some things to explain.
First time on a ship?
Yes. You seem nicer than Lacey.
Oh, I should definitely hope so. Wait, what did you just call him?
Lacey.
You call him Lacey? That's bizarre.
Is it? It's not as though he was happy with it.
I've no doubt. You're not hurt, are you?
No, I'm fine.
If you don't mind, how did you end up...
Lacey tracked me down for the Onyx Chandler. Evidently, I drank something that he thinks is his property, and thus, I am now his property myself.
You... What? What? That's ridiculous. Galleons don't take possession of people. That's slavery. What does he think he's doing? He can't just afford himself exceptions. Are you hurt? Did he hurt you? Did he force you to come aboard? He can't force you to come aboard. Dulier has no official standing, no status, no command.
He said I had no choice, and it didn't feel like he was lying.
I'm so sorry. Laciaga isn't someone I'd wish on my worst enemy.
He hurt my aunt. I'm not sure how badly.
I'm sorry. He thinks that if someone is defenseless, they're simply at the mercy of people who are stronger. So he pushes people who can't stop him.
He's wrong. Men like that usually find themselves surprised when a very weak person buries a knife in their heart.
Do you think so? Is that how it works where you are from?
Well, no, not really.
Oh, I haven't even... My name is Vaden Millerose. What's your name? Well met. I'll show you to a hammock if you like. It's very crowded, but at least you'll only be among women.
You say that as if I should be reassured.
Ha, not in the slightest. You can find it now, can't you? I really shouldn't go any further, privacy and all. If you need anything, I have to get back to duty, but truly...
It's so dark in here, and so...
Galleon decorating. I believe we see better in the gloom than your people do.
You must. It's all just a haze.
Perhaps your eyes will adjust.
More than my eyes are going to need to adjust. Can you tell me more about Gaalia, your people? I have no idea where I'm going.
I can tell you that Gallia is a grim place, and that we don't welcome outsiders. I'm afraid things will be very difficult for you.
That's not... Can you tell me something a bit more specific?
Gaalia is a small island. We live in one primary city with a very dense population, completely encircled by a fortress wall. We are known for our forces, an army that enlists more than 2/3 of our population. We are essentially mercenaries, though be mindful who you repeat that to. Most Galleons don't appreciate the term.
Noted.
I wish I could think of how to prepare you.
Well, tell me about yourself then.
Me? Well, I'm a scout in the forces, 1st Division.
Is that like what Lacey is?
Yes, exactly what Lacey Yaga is.
Do you know the commander?
The commander? Oh yes, she and I are cousins. We were born within weeks of each other. We're close. You'll find a lot of my family speckled across the chain of command.
Does that mean you're important?
Oh no, not at all.
You knew Lacey was involved with my arrival?
I saw the two of you arrive, yes.
Do you and Lacey have history?
Yes.
Do you hate him?
Yes. I understand. Take care.
Pardon me? I can't find anywhere to sleep. Thank you. Shh.
Identify yourself. Now.
I was forced to come aboard this ship yesterday.
You're from the human town?
Yes.
Why were you brought aboard?
That would be a question for Lacey.
Who? Lacey?
Yes.
And who is this Lacey?
I believe he said he was a scout.
A scout? Lacey Aga?
If you prefer.
I see. Then I don't need to know anymore.
What are you doing?
Lacey. You have a lot of nerve. I thought you decided to keep your distance. I almost started thinking better of you. You'll pay for what you did, Elf.
Do you think I've never heard that before?
I don't care what you've heard before. This is the first time I've said it.
We're far off the coast in deep ocean now. The closer we get to Ka'alia, the colder that water gets. The deeper the ocean, the more violent the things lurking beneath the water. I would be mindful.
Are you threatening me?
I'm warning you. Isn't that obvious? The ocean is far less forgiving than I am, and has nothing to gain by keeping you alive. You kick and scream, but what can you do?
You'll see.
I noticed Imre speaking with you earlier.
Imre, the elf with the sword?
It wasn't a sword.
The elf with the blade pointed at me?
If something like that were to happen again, tell them you've been summoned by the Onyx Chandler. Or if you must, tell them to take it up with me.
In the right light, it sounds like you're trying to protect me.
Protect my interests. You've made yourself valuable, thus you must be kept intact.
It's yourself you should be concerned with keeping intact.
Oh, mighty words from the small human.
Mock me as you will, it doesn't matter. How much coin are you getting for kidnapping me?
Quite a lot.
I'd like to know the exact amount.
I'm not sure how it would translate to your currency. Enough to buy a lot of cattle?
And all of that is just a boon on top of the joy you get from tormenting me.
The joy? Do I seem joyful? You are tedious, obnoxious. A touch interesting. But I do not particularly enjoy corralling you back to Ga'alia. Have you...
You are a very strange woman.
That's curious.
What is?
The man I find sneaking through the women's quarters is now calling me strange.
Are you even supposed to be here, Heron?
Oh, that's not so strange. Nothing compared to what you've done. And it looks like we're both breaking rules, Laciaga.
What do you mean?
Let me ask you something. Have you noticed anything odd? Sensory changes, noises, feelings?
Maybe. Can you be more specific?
Do I need to be? Most people don't consider odd noises, sensory changes, or very unusual sensations to be at all mundane.
I'm not currently living my regular life.
This I'll submit. How about colors you never noticed in quite the same shade before, or noises you can't place? The eerie weight of an unseen, unnatural presence? Perhaps the feeling of shedding your skin?
What?
I suppose no.
Heron,
Ernal.
you're not supposed to be here, Heron. This is what you call inconspicuous? You couldn't at least try to blend in?
Calipoa gave me permission.
Not to make an ass of yourself. What?
What?
Who are you? Why are you?
If you thought I was charming, Madrily, just wait until you get to know Ernal. My brother has the grace of an elephant.
Why is this human aboard the Bastion, Heron?
The Onyx Chandler.
Dulier wants her?
Get details from him.
I'll have you know, I'm not thrilled about it either.
Why?
I'm sure he has a reason. Not that he needs one. You already have the one human trophy.
She's not human, she's half. That doesn't matter. What does Dulier want with this human? For the love of the heart, this is not the time or place. If neither of you care to explain, both of you need to get off deck. Especially you, Heron.
You'll just keep attracting the curious up here.
I don't have the faintest clue what Dulier or the Onyx Chandler want with me.
They're the same person.
From what I've heard, she has some connection with the ancient Marrows.
Kuthental. He found some?
It seems he has. But ask yourself why that would take the form of a human.
She can't be hiding it.
It's possible she doesn't know she's hiding it, but I think that she can't retrieve it.
But you don't have confirmation of anything, do you? Julia is going to strike the wrong vein one of these days.
I don't know anything for certain. Of course, if she has disposed of Kuthental in the manner I expect, I could probably offer her valuable information about her situation. I certainly can't force her to be forthcoming, though.
All right. I'll tell you what happened if you tell me what you know.
As you say, I'll tell you everything I know.
I drank what Lacey called the Kuthental on accident.
You truly consumed it? It's a part of you now? I hadn't actually thought...
So, what's going to happen to me?
After consuming Kuthental, I'm surprised you're alive.
What?
No, calm down. The fact remains you are alive. What does that mean? That's the truly fascinating question.
It lost whatever potency it had over the years. It never worked quite the way Dulier thought it did.
Both possible, yes.
But you hope for something else, of course.
Of course. The potential is...
Excuse me, the explanation?
I'm trying to explain. The explanation is that this is so unusual and unknown that no one knows what will happen. I can't even tell you with complete certainty what the Kuthental is. It's all muddled up in fragmented history. Lost, retold, obscured, guessed at.
So much so that the likelihood that what you ate was actually Kuthental, that Kuthental actually exists, is slim. But if it was real, and anything like what our historians thought it would be, you shouldn't be alive. So as it is, something is off. Something is wrong. Or someone is lying.
I would be thrilled were that the case. It was Lacey who declared my spice to be your Kuthental in the first place.
She ate the Kuthental, or at least she ate what Dulier determined to be the Kuthental.
Then Dulier was wrong.
I don't know, Ernol. His machinations are rarely hollow.
He's afforded one misguided and gullible leap into nonsense every now and then.
Quite the leap, Kuthental. What about vibrations? Do you feel like you're underwater?
No.
If it was Kuthental, just because she's not dead yet.
Ernol, have a bit of tact.
Tact?
Tell me what you know about the Kuthental. What at least you think you know. Even if what I drank was not actually the Kuthental, I want to know all I can.
Right. Of course, of course. The Kuthental is an ancient marrow, referenced throughout the oldest of our preserved history. The information is fragmented, so ultimately, all we can do is guess at how it was used. It seems some of our most prestigious warriors were connected to the Kuthental. Our leaders. Some believe they laced their weapons with it. Others believed they mended their wounds with it. Some believed they consumed it. As you have.
And?
It was an augment. No, that's not the right word. A right?
But what did it do?
It enhanced them somehow, made them stronger or something else. The references are always vague. Something big, but obscure.
The reigning theory, it enhanced them at a cost.
This is why my brother seems to reject the idea that you've consumed the Kuthental and are still alive.
If he wanted the Kuthental and this is what he got, Dulier won't be pleased.
Well, if he doesn't want her...
Oh, he will. I just don't think he'll be pleased.
Heron! I told you to keep out of sight, you maggot.
And that's that.
This is on your head, Heron.
Try to keep note of anything odd you might feel. Bear it great attention. It could end up extremely important. Allow yourself plenty of rest. Every nuance, even the barest of threads tied to the Kuthental, it's all invaluable, in affluence as well as influence.
And that is why the Onyx Chandler wants me?
One of the reasons Dulier calls himself the Onyx Chandler is because he is one of our foremost entrepreneurs. And a galleon entrepreneur is by nature... Well, don't mind that. If you would rather a different, slightly more eccentric patron.
I will string you to the mast, and there you will stay if you do not.
He's going.
I have to go. Keep precious care of yourself.
Your name is Ernal?
Yes. You are? Ah,
Can you tell me more about the Kuthental, Ernal?
my brother knows more about it than I do. It's a fascination of his. But if you're asking for my personal opinion, it's far less optimistic than Heron's. I don't think the Kuthental was a secret treasure or a secret power. I think it was a punishment.
So that's why you think it'll kill me.
I think if that was Kuthental and you did consume it, you would be lucky if all it did was kill you. I'm sorry. Perhaps I could do with some tact.
He's in trouble, isn't he?
Yes, he's not supposed to be aboard. Kalapoa is notoriously quick to bend rules as far as Gaalian commanders go, but the fools who take advantage, too much advantage, are bloodied and broken.
Is that what's going to happen to Heron?
No, not the way he probably deserves. But she is our cousin, and family counts for something. Even here.
Cousins, huh?
Yes, Ernal Millerose, Kalapoa Millerose, Vaden Millerose, all tied by our grandfather.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad he'll be okay.
Are you?
Yes? I don't have to be fond of him to be glad he'll not be made bloody and broken.
I suppose.
It seems like you know the Onyx Chandler, Dulier?
I do. We've known each other for years. If you're hoping to gain insight into what he wants with you, you'll be disappointed.
He keeps his motivations to himself?
Not always, but my loyalty is certainly not with you.
All right, I understand. Loyalty. I would expect no less. What is it you do aboard the ship?
Why?
Why, not. I haven't had the chance to talk to many of you, and you at least speak the same language I do.
I am a soldier. We all are. I'm currently tasked with assisting the ship's quartermaster. It's not exciting.
What were you doing near Edric?
I can't tell you that.
Then... All right. I'll leave you alone then.